Hello and welcome everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you how to 3D print a part or object of your choosing. A few things you will need: a 3D object file in .stl format. The one that I am using today I downloaded off of Thingiverse, which I can leave a link in the video description. You can also make your own 3D object file using any 3D modeling software, Creo Parametric, Fusion 360, even Google SketchUp are examples of programs you can use to make your own. You'll also need a 3D printer. I will be using an Ender 3 V2 or version 2 printer. And last but not least, you'll need a computer with a slicer program. I am using the program that came with my 3D printer. Alright, so we're going to start here at our desktop. The first thing you're going to want to do is go down and open up your slicer program. I'm using Creality Slicer. We're going to open that up and let it load. It'll take just a minute. Alright, now we're in the slicer program. The first thing you might notice are all these settings over here on the right hand side, especially if you're using the same slicer program as I am. We'll get into those in just a second, so for now don't worry about them. If anybody is using a different slicer, which will probably happen, you'll want to get acquainted with how your program works, but I'm pretty sure they're all very similar, especially the different settings. It just might be different on how you get there. So I'm going to want to first grab my part and get it into my printing space. For me, I go to this little file folder symbol up here in the top left, click on that. It automatically takes me to my file location because I've been here before, but if it doesn't for you, you'll just want to navigate through all your files until you find where you saved your 3D object. Now this is in a .stl file format, which is what I specified earlier. We're going to want to select it and press open. And that plops it right down in our printing space. Now this is a little bit bigger of a part than I want to print at the moment, so I'm going to want to resize it. That's going to be over here in these settings on the left. So how we do that is we want to click on the object, left click to select it, and now these options become available. I'm going to choose scale, and it's already set to 40 millimeters on the x-axis, which is this red line right here. So we have X, Y, and Z. This refers to the diameter, and I'm going to change that down just a little bit smaller to 35 and hit enter. So that's going to scale everything down. It gives you a percentage also of how big it is. So that's 87.5% of the original size. That's just where I want it. Now we're going to get into the other printer settings over here on the right. Since this is a pretty simple shape, I'm not going to have to go into support. But if you do have any complicated shapes with overhangs hanging out off the edge over here, you'll want to go into supports, generate support, and then change these settings where you want. The support overhang angle is very nice. This allows you to choose what degree of overhang you want to allow. I have it already set to 0%, so that means if anything's hanging off the edge, it'll generate a support for it. But I don't need that for this simple shape, so I'm going to unclick that and minimize. I am going to change the infill, however. It's set to 15. That's a little less than I want. This is just how much filament is used on the inside of the part. So I'm going to change that up to 20% and call it good. Okay, and then lastly we're going to do build plate adhesion. It's already set to brim, which is what I want, but there's also skirt, raft, or none. I like using brim just because it adds a little extra stick to the part so it doesn't lift off from the printing base during printing, which can ruin the print and you'll have to restart. So once we have that selected, okay, all that's good. Make sure you go back over everything you want. Quality is really nice. That's your layer height. I have it set on dynamic, which works pretty well with my printer, I've found from experimentation. So that's good. Cool. Okay, so once all that's done, you hit slice. So that's what the program does to break it down into layers and coordinates for the printer extruder to go around. It gives me a little preview here, so it's going to take about 48 minutes and it's going to use about 3 grams of filament. So once I have this all set, I can click preview and it'll show you the actual path that the printer will take. On this side here, this little bar will show me layer by layer what the printer is going to do. Starting with the first, going all the way up to the top. So once you're satisfied and everything looks good, you'll want to hit Save to Removable Drive. That'll be any drive that you have that you can interface with your 3D printer. So I'm going to click that, and it says File Saved. This is the end of the computer part, and we will transition over to the actual 3D printer. Alright, so here we are at the 3D printer. Like I said earlier, this is an Ender V2 by Creality. So first things first, you're going to want to prep your 3D printer. I haven't used mine in a while, so the printing bed is a little dusty, as you can see. So I'm going to use some generic glass cleaner and some paper towels to clean it off, since my printing bed is made of glass. Other printing beds are made of different materials, so you might want to find a different way to clean those off. But for mine, I'm just going to take 2 small sprays, and then I'm going to grab some paper towels and clean it off. Alright, now that I have it all cleaned off, I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. My printer has a little on-off switch right here in the very back. I'm just going to flip that on. That'll turn on the printer and let it start booting up. Alright, so it's all started up. And I'm going to want to come over here and go on to prepare. Everybody else's printers might be different unless you're using the same one. So you'll want to do about the same thing, but just with your specific printer's UI. So I'm going to go down to Auto Home right here, and this will automatically send the printer back to where it originally starts. Tight fit. Alright, next what you're going to want to do is take whatever storage device you use to save the G-code file, which is what we did on the computer not too long ago. You're going to want to take it and insert it into wherever the reader is on your printer. And there we go. Now that that's done, we're going to come back over here and we're going to choose our printing settings. So we're going to go to prepare again. We're going to come down here to preheat PLA. Now you want to be careful because depending on what type of material you are printing with, these settings will change. I am using PLA to print this part, which is different than ABS or some of the other filaments that are commonly used with 3D printers. I'm going to go ahead and hit preheat PLA. This will automatically start heating up the nozzle and the bed to get it ready to print. That'll take a few minutes, so you'll just want to hang out for a second until it's all ready. Alright. So my printer is now up to temperature. We can get it to focus here real quick. Maybe. Maybe not. So, for PLA, if this will focus. There we go. We have the temperature settings. The nozzle set to 220 degrees Celsius and the bed temperature set to 60 degrees Celsius. Now, something you'll have to watch out for is as the nozzle heats up, if you have filament in the printer already, it'll start coming out. Just want to make sure that doesn't pile up or get clogged on the actual nozzle itself. Okay, now that it's all ready, we're going to come over here, select print. We're going to go down, select the file. I'm not the best at naming my files, but to make it easier, you guys will probably want to name the file you want to print in an easily recognizable name. But I know this one is the one I want to print. So I'm going to select that by pushing down on the button. And the printer should start printing. Now we aren't done yet. 3D printing's kind of finicky, so you'll want to keep watching to make sure everything is going to plan. Draw that out. Here we go. The printer should start going all on its own now. There we go. Laying down the first line. And then it's going to move over into the middle of the base plate and start printing. I'm going to go like this for about 48 minutes, like it's originally said. Alright, so the 3D print is all finished. Now you want to make sure you don't let it sit too long, otherwise it'll harden up on the bed as the bed cools off. So what you're going to want to do is take a little spatula. This one came with my printer. You could use something like this, or just maybe a cooking spatula that you don't care about. You're going to want to gently start peeling this up off the bed. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and wiggle our way underneath, trying to gently pry. There we go. Get it all off. There we go. Now this still has the brim on it, so you're going to want to take it in and clean it up. Alright, now we have the little part back into my desk, and now we're going to clean it up. So this brim should come off fairly easily. Just going to want to start pulling on it. There we go. It's kind of tearing off now. Now if you do have trouble getting this brim off, you could also bring in a pair of little cutters like this. They can help you cut through some of the plastic and get to it, so it can be a little easier, kind of like that. I just want to peel this off all the way around. Get rid of that extra. There, and there we have it. A nice little keychain. Nice and 3D printed. Nice. This is actually a symbol from Star Wars. So, overall, pretty good print. Now, if your print doesn't turn out the way you want it, you can always go back and change some settings and fix it just how you want. Change the layer quality, the infill, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'd say it's pretty successful. Thank you all for watching, and I hope this helps you print your own little 3D parts.